Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Antonio checking in. And today I want to let you guys know that everything is a state, whether it's a state of being, a state of knowing, a state of consciousness, a state of awareness, a state of joy, a state of depression, a state of anxiousness, flow state, abundant state. And our job, our duty is to tap into these states. Various ways we can tap into these states. Like I mentioned in previous videos, for me, it's meditation, my art, nature, eating light. Even though at times I probably eat heavy, but when I eat light, I notice the flow state way more than when I'm boggled down with tons of food, you know. And once you really understand that everything is a state and that you have the power to access all of these states, you have the power to choose which state you desire to thrive in, to live in. It's simple, but I know our conscious mind, our ego, it makes it appear as it's tough. And I get it. I totally get it, because I go through it too, I go through the hurdles, the ups and downs of life too. And the thing that's been really helping me lately, like when I get in a funk, or when I get down, or when I get too anxious, or, I learn how to bring myself back to alignment, back to center. When things irritate me, I acknowledge, like, hey man, I'm irritated right now. Why did this situation irritate me? And just by being in that state of awareness, it allows me to realize, like, don't let this irritate you. Don't let this thing get you down, because it can be a ripple effect, a domino effect, and that can just lead to something way more horrendous than this small situation was. Now, when I say choose your state, it's true enough. You're not going to be happy all the time. You're going to have moments when you just down in the dumps. But you can choose to be, or choose to thrive in more of your happiness majority of the time. Now, depending on your trauma, depending on what you've been through in life, it may take a little bit more time. You might have to put a little bit more elbow grease in. But you can't keep living the same way that you are. You got to take steps inwardly to change your outward reality. I'm big on meditation. And I'm thinking about actually developing my own little free meditation for people to just use. Because once you learn how to silence the mind, or at least not silence it to a point where it's extremely quiet, but silence it to a point where you can really hone in on your breathing. You can really enter that state of flow, into that flow when you meditate. And once you get into that flow state when you meditating, you can feel it in your breaths. Like, whether you meditate with music or not, once you're in that flow state, everything synchronizes, everything harmonizes. Even if you meditating and the clock in the back on the wall is ticking, your breathing will start harmonizing with that ticking of that clock. You feel what I'm saying? If you listening to music, you'll start to breathe on beat with the music. And I do this all the time, and I know when I'm a little bit off, or when I'm rushing, when I'm anxious, because I meditate to alpha binary waves in the morning, theta waves at night. And to get in sync when the music is playing, I attempt to get my breath, or my breather, in sync with the music. And as I'm breathing in, I mentally say the word wealth, and as I'm breathing out, I'm saying abundance. And when I start doing it in the beginning, I might be off with the music, but as I keep going and just naturally study my breath and let my flow state flow, boom, I become in tune, in sync with the music. And if I'm not using music, if I'm out in nature or just out in the house, whatever noise that's in the background, because life is full of noise. It's not like you're just going to be in a quiet area. Some form of noise you will hear. But if you can just get in tune with that, that's that state. And once you in tune with that, you set the tone for your day. Because where I'm at right now in my journey, trust me, if I don't meditate, I can tell. The day is a little more chaotic. It's a little more anxious, a little more irritable. Even though outside of meditation, I can still stay in a meditative state. Like even if I'm, like yesterday, I felt pretty good. And then I got to a point where I was overly excited. And as I was feeling that feeling of being overly excited, and there's nothing wrong with being overly excited, but I still know that, hey, if I'm overly excited and I'm too far up here, I'm going to come crashing. That's just how balanced polarity works. So as I'm overly excited, I acknowledged it. I experienced it. I enjoyed it. But then as I was driving, wealth, abundance, And mentally, I've been doing that so much doing my meditation that when I do it outside of my meditation, it's like my mind instantly puts me in a meditative state. And I can just do it without anybody knowing it because I'm not making it obvious. I'm not saying it verbally. I'm internalizing it. And it's working for me. But at the same time, like I mentioned in my video previous to this, you have to do right when everything is right. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times, we only want to do right in a time of crisis. We only want to do right when everything is going wrong. But when everything is right, that's when you want to hone in a little bit more on your discipline because you want to continue to elevate. Don't wait till it come crashing down. Even if you do wait till it come crashing down, just acknowledge that's a state that you've entered. And it may be a little hard to climb up out that state. So that's why when you get things right, keep doing it. Keep on your discipline. Keep going. So when you do fall, because you will, it just is what it is. You will experience hardships. That's it. There's nothing bad about that. That's just life. But your hardships won't be as hard because you already have a foundation of discipline. And you'll probably experience more joy, more peace, more happiness once you learn to cultivate a certain mindset, abundant mindset, a thriving mindset. All of these are states of consciousness. And if you want to experience different states of consciousness, I really want you guys to meditate to the binaural beats, whether it's the theta waves, the delta, the alpha, the beta, the gamma, whichever one you choose. But study each binaural wave, each brain wave, and see what it's supposed to do, because these will help you access different states of consciousness. And sometimes that's all you guys need, is just to access a different state of consciousness so you can experience a different vibration, just so you can see what's possible. And once you see what's possible, that you can save that memory. So when you are down and out, you can revisit that and you can pull from that. You see what I'm saying? You got to go within. You got to go to the root. Don't worry about what caused the problem. Focus on where you at now. Focus on reprogramming your subconscious. Get into that subconscious state and uproot things that just don't serve you. Who cares how it started? Who cares how it got there? Just uproot it. Don't focus on so much of just trying to change you. Just become a new individual. Become a new individual that's going to enter into a new state. Instead of recreating you, just build a new version. You guys got to go deep within. You got to do the work. Like I said in my last video, you are the method. You are the technique. You can read all these self-help books, all of this. And like a guy that I came across on the internet, he said you can be, what he say? He don't even speak on self-development. He's a credit guy. Shout out Income Cam. He said you can be addicted to information and alerted to execution. And that's what a lot of people is doing. So yeah, read the self-help books. Find something that stick with you, that resonates with you, and apply it. That was my issue at one point. I would read all these books, and it sounded good. Like, oh, okay, I got the power to do that. And I would do it. But I would enter these states. And then once I enter these states and experience it, I would fall back into other states of mind. But it took for me to fall on hard times, crisis, to really be like, man, look, I'm about to work with my mind. They say the best things in life are free, and the one free thing that I can work on right now is myself, my mind, my temple. It don't cost nothing. The only price you got to pay is you being willing to go within. You ain't got to run out here and get no money. If you got phone, internet, you don't even have to buy the book. All these books are free online. We on our phone anyway, so just go get a free PDF download and read it. You're going to scroll on your phone anyway, so why not scroll and deposit something into your mental mindset? Because y'all see what's going on out here in this world. I'm not even going to get into it, especially if you live in America. You see what's going on. We living in some interesting times where it's good to be alive, but at the same time, we living in some times where you better take control of your mind. Because if you don't, y'all see what's out here ready to control y'all. This matrix, this simulation is real. That's why y'all got to go within and write your own computer programming code so you can be the only one that can make adjustments and tweak it and understand that this is a lifelong journey. This is not no 30-day, 90-day, 7-day challenge. This is for life. This is so you can be better, so that your environment can be better. And especially if you come from where I come from, come on, man. If you come from where I come from, you better get your mind right. You better get out here and do what you got to do. Because if you ain't got the right mindset, man, you a zombie. You a bot. You an NPC. You got to choose to be the chosen one. You got to enter that mind state that, hey, I'm a chosen one. You know, you got to recognize and acknowledge the state that you're in. And if you don't have the funds to do it, take this phone, because most of us nowadays got $1,000 phones. Go on Google. How can I change my state of consciousness? And I'm pretty sure Google gonna recommend meditation. But I'm telling you, not just meditate. Check out binaural beats, the brain waves. Access these different states of consciousness. Because everything is a state of mind. You feel me? A state of knowing, a state of being. You can enter the state of flow, the state of love. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us just enter into that matrix state. A lot of us entered into that doubt, fear, worry state. Those are states. And if you enter into so many of these states, once you enter one, you can go deeper and deeper, and now you don't even know who you are. But the good thing about not knowing who you are is that you can build a new version. So sometimes you might have to lose yourself. You might have to abuse yourself a few times. You see what I'm saying? Just so you can appreciate what's to come. You might have to experience a cloudy mind so you can appreciate a clear mind. I know I did. You might have to experience lack just so you can appreciate and be grateful for your abundance. You see what I'm saying? So go in and rewire your brain, man. Get into these states of consciousness that's going to work for you. What do you want to be? You don't have to sit and meditate under no tree. You don't have to rock all these crystals. You don't have to go vegan. You can still live your life. You can still turn up. Just know what state do you want to live in? What state that you want to be in? Screw what your family, your friends, co-workers, whatever. Screw what they think. You the one that got to do this for you. And don't forget, you are the method. You are the technique. Peace.